I'm Chris Hayes, and thanks to Healthy Wexford, we're going to visit some of the many groups around Wexford involved in community growing of varying types. This Seeds to Success series will visit newly established gardens and ones that have been around for a long time. Come with us and discover these gems on your doorstep and be inspired for your own community. Today on our road trip around Wexford's community gardens, we're heading to a picturesque village that's not too far from the sea. So leaving Wexford is always hard for a townie, but to head down to Kirklow and Blackwater, well, that's what our summers were made of. And here we are by the iconic little house under the bridges in Blackwater. Blackwater is a town full of flowers, and we're here to see the people that are behind making all that happen. The community garden here is the driving force behind Blackwater's well-earned reputation as one of the prettiest villages in the county, and the people behind it have great reasons for being involved.
I come down mainly because you meet friends, and it's great to be out in the air, first of all, and to learn more about plants, and you know, to see everything growing is terrific. Yeah. You know, and mainly it's really people beating up with people from local areas and things like that. It's terrific.
Yeah. To me, growing plants, I can never wait until February until I'm starting my seeds and getting the whole season going again. And between that and the pollinators, I think it's a new subject, and it's one that we really have to take serious.
We were only down here full time since COVID, and walking around Blackwater, and you wouldn't know anybody until you start doing something like being in the Tidy Towns, and suddenly people know you, and it's just so lovely. I think it's so good mentally.
Yes,
for the mind. I just think, like, you forget being cross, or you forget, even if you have a rainy day, it doesn't seem to matter. There's always someone down with a little yellow viz, and there's somebody digging, and it's just gorgeous. It's lovely.
Douglas Taylor is the one who does the hard maths and the detailed organising.
So the basic numbers are there's 50 hanging baskets. We probably raised 10 additional just in case of disaster. There's 15 window boxes, and we have a couple extra of those just in case of disaster. Because sometimes in the past we put them out perhaps a little bit too early, and the wind blows in and just destroys them. So perhaps a word of advice to other people is just to make sure you don't put them out too early. It's obviously it's brilliant when they go out, but just have a look at the weather on the long term, and don't put them out when it's windy. They'll be destroyed.
It must be a great day.
Oh, brilliant day. You know, because they're massive flowers, and we bring them down in the trailers, and it's pretty spectacular. Yeah, I must say.
When you're coming back into Blackwater and you drive in the village and you see the sign that says the 2019 winners, does that give you a little lift?
It does, yeah. I cleaned those signs a couple of months ago as well. But it does, you know, it makes you proud. And it's not, you know, it's a team effort. And it's just, it's a bit of community spirit, which I think is dwindling. And so if I can do something to help that, I will.
No, but I think it's just lovely to be part of it. That's it. You know, you can stay at home. I have a good garden at home. I could stay there, could work there all day long. But when I come out for an hour, it takes me out of myself. And I said, you know, other people can enjoy it. Whereas I close my gate at 5:30 and nobody's going to get in, you know.
Yeah. First of all, I think you get companionship, and you meet lovely people, and it's getting out of your comfort zone and coming out, and then just to see things growing and everything. It's great sense of when you see your hard work coming to fruit, you know, that it's lovely. So I think for me it's I came to Blackwater, and I have a special needs son, so I didn't mix that much because I was out of Blackwater a lot with my son. But when I started to join the Tidy Town, I met lovely people like Nuala and Fonzie, and through the Tidy Towns. So I would say people that are home and maybe not doing anything, come out and join us.
Well, I was widowed almost 10 years ago, so, and I was still working that time, but I got involved and I find it's great, and I live alone now, so I look forward to coming out. And I do like flowers. I'm not great, but learning from Beatrice in particular. She has all the knowledge.
Everybody else look after the beauty of Blackwater, but the river is for me. I just love walking in the river, Wellingtons, and working away. I just love it, and it's endless because you go back a week, something else grows, and I just like to keep it trimmed.
Fonzie is down here taking care of the mill race, and it looks gorgeous. But it's the Tidy Towns Committee and the work they do up in that community garden that produce all of these great flowers and keep Blackwater looking absolutely stunning. While visitors to Blackwater are always given a warm welcome, the Asian hornet is one visitor we definitely don't want in our community. The garden group have donned their citizen scientist hats and are on the lookout for it. This is a Department of Agriculture initiative that the group have adopted.
Yeah, we've all that.
We've all that in place. There's about 10 of us doing that at the
Every
moment.
member has a hornet.
Right.
Little
What I
jar
couldn't
hanging
believe was
from the tree.
the amount of insects and everything
That's
that
in
went.
it. Oh,
I didn't like that because I you'd feel
I know, but they have to die.
they have to die.
They're going to die
They have
anyway.
to die to save the bees, unfortunately, don't they?
There's something called the Asian hornet, and it's a menace throughout Europe. It took out 50% of the bee population, and it will expand into new areas, very rapidly.
We got them through the county council, and it has a pheromone, and you mix the pheromone with a sugar and water, and you just put it into and you hang it on a tree. Well, I'm lucky, I can hang it beside the hives.
And so we have them scattered out in, I think, 13 or 14 different gardens throughout the village. So it's a big catchment area, and we monitor it from July to October, and we're hoping that we don't find anything.
The community garden is located on a small piece of land on the edge of the village, but no resource goes to waste.
So we got a guttering fitted to it, and we collect the water in this particular barrel because of height, and so anytime I come down after rain, I know this barrel is full, and I fill it into those two containers at the back, so that going into our spring, when we have all our baskets in here, we know that we have 2,000 litres minimum.
The water stored on site is pumped into another container on a flatbed truck to make watering efficient and less time consuming.
It's new to us, and thanks to Mick Gray, and it's cut our watering time in half for the 50 baskets that we have in the village and the 15 or so window boxes. And this long lance means that we can water all of the high level things. This truck was it's just Mick's, he just supplied it. It's insured by him, and nobody else can drive it, and he volunteers his time to drive me around. This is we just lift this on and off with the teleporter, so the van isn't tied up forever, and then it can just be put in the shed for the winter.
Douglas's attention to detail and careful use of resources is appreciated by all involved and contributes to a great work ethic.
He's been a fantastic priceless to us.
Absolutely priceless.
Yeah.
Because he's computer literate and he's on the computer and he knows what's going on and what needs to be done.
Yeah, so next year, we're going to try and make some more economies and be even more self-sufficient, shall we say. I've tried to change it to more towards the veg side, and so the beginning of the season, in around about March, we would be doing the hanging basket plant out and then take care of, and then put them out in June, depending on the winds, and then we have some veg on the go, preparing and going from there.
Just a short walk across the field from the community garden, and we've come into St. Bridget's garden. This is the junior Tidy Towns garden here in Blackwater, and it really is nice. There's some nice sculptures here. They've done some lovely stuff with pallets, and they've even recreated that nice little cottage that's down in Blackwater. I'm going to go check it out.
The junior Tidy Towns, they do a fair bit around food waste, and as well as the litter pick and companion planting as other things.
Having the junior tidy towns in close proximity to the community garden is a great way to invest in future generations. But what advice would Douglas have for people considering setting up their own growing group?
Try and stick to the plan, you know, don't overextend yourself, and then just have faith, have fun. And as I said earlier, it's not a race. You just need to plan for progression or improvements each year.
Blackwater Community Garden is a real engine of activity that powers the beauty of Blackwater Village and fosters a great environment for meeting your neighbours and taking real pride in the village.